Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm absolutely thrilled you're here because today we're going to learn about one of the most powerful concepts in programming, loops. In our last video, we learned about functions and methods and how they help us write clean, reusable code. We transformed our messy, repetitive keyboard input code into beautiful, organized methods. But you probably noticed something. We still had to call handle number key 10 separate times, once for each digit from 0 to 9. Well, today we're going to take that one step further using the magic of loops. Think of loops like having a tireless robot assistant that can repeat any task as many times as you want, perfectly, without getting bored or making mistakes. By the end of this video, those 10 method calls will become just 2 or 3 lines of code, and you'll understand one of the fundamental building blocks that makes all software possible. So grab your favorite coding snack and let's dive into the incredible world of loops. Before we start coding, let me explain what loops are using a real-world analogy that'll make everything crystal clear. A loop is like when you tell a friend, clap 5 times. They don't clap once and stop. They clap, count 1, clap, count 2, clap, count 3, until they reach 5. That's a loop. You repeat the same action again and again until the condition, 5 claps, is finished. A loop is a programming structure that repeats a block of code multiple times based on a condition. Instead of writing the same code over and over again, you write it once and tell the computer, repeat this 10 times, or repeat this until something specific happens. In our keyboard input code, we're currently doing the digital equivalent of manually walking to each student. We're calling handle number key for digit 0, then for digit 1, then for digit 2, all the way up to digit 9. That's 10 separate lines of almost identical code. Loops will let us say, for each digit from 0 to 9, call handle number key with the appropriate parameters. One loop, 10 results. That's the power we're about to unlock. In C#, we have several types of loops, but today we're going to focus on the most commonly used ones, the for loop and the while loop. Let's start with the for loop, which is perfect for our keyboard input situation. A for loop is designed for when you know exactly how many times you want to repeat something. It's like saying, I want to repeat this action exactly 10 times. Here's the basic structure of a for loop. Let me break this down because it might look scary at first, but it's actually quite logical. The for loop has 3 parts inside those parentheses. Initialization, int I equals 0. This creates a counter variable and sets it to 0. Condition, I less than 10. This says keep looping while I is less than 10. Increment, I++. This adds 1 to I after each loop iteration. So this loop will run when I equals 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. That's exactly 10 times, which is perfect for our digits 0 through 9. The while loop is slightly different. It's for when you want to repeat something until a certain condition becomes false. It's like saying, keep doing this as long as something is true. While loops are great for things like keep asking the player for input until they give a valid answer, or keep the game running until the player decides to quit. For our keyboard input code, the for loop is perfect because we know exactly how many digits we want to handle, the numbers 0 through 9. Now let's apply loops to our keyboard input code. Remember, we currently have 10 separate method calls that look like this. The pattern is clear. For each number from 0 to 9, we're calling handle number key with that number as a string, the corresponding top row key, and the corresponding numpad key. Here's how we can replace all those lines with a single loop. This is absolutely beautiful. Let me explain what's happening here. First, our loop counter I goes from 0 to 9, which represents each digit we want to handle. Then, for each iteration of the loop, we convert the number I to a string using toString. So when I is 5, digit becomes 5. We calculate the top row key by adding I to key digit 0. This is brilliant because key digit 0 plus 1 gives us key digit 1, key digit 0 plus 2 gives us key digit 2, and so on. We do the same for the numpad key with key numpad 0 plus I. Finally, we call our handle number key method with these calculated parameters. The magic here is that key digit 0 and key digit 2 and so on are actually just numbers under the hood. When we add I to key digit 0, we're doing simple math to get the next key in sequence. So instead of writing 10 lines of repetitive code, we now have 5 lines that do the same job, and it's much more maintainable. Let's test our beautifully optimized code. Press play in Unity. Try typing different numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 9. Everything should work exactly the same as before, but now our code is professional, maintainable, and elegant. Perfect. The game works identically to before, but our code has transformed from amateur to professional level. This is what good programming looks like, not just making things work, but making them work beautifully. Congratulations. You've just learned one of the most fundamental and powerful concepts in all of programming. Loops are used in virtually every piece of software ever written, from video games to web browsers to operating systems. You now understand for loops, while loops, the benefits of iteration and how to write clean, maintainable code that scales beautifully. In our next video, we're going to add the final piece to our guess a number game, random number generation. We'll learn about Unity's random class, how to generate random numbers within specific ranges, and how to make our game actually challenging and fun to play. If this video helped you understand loops and code optimization, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're enjoying this comprehensive approach to learning Unity, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell.